As planners or wedding pros in general, we really like when things go as planned, don't we? But when they don't, how are you responding?
Welcome to the Refined Podcast with Amber Anderson, where wedding planners like you come to be encouraged and challenged through radical honesty, tough love, and brilliant ideas. As a former personal trainer turned wedding planner and now educator, Amber is known for helping wedding planners grow through her no BS yet considerate and thoughtful approach. The Refined Podcast tackles the issues you think about but fear bringing up, all with Amber's trademark sass and wit. So as you listen, be sure to hit that subscribe button, making sure you never miss that one little nugget that could change it all for you.
Hi, Refiners. Welcome back to another season of the Refined Podcast. I was so grateful to take a few months off and enjoy that with my family and attend to some other goals I have in life. It has been a treat to outline this season and start recording so I can get back into your earbuds or speakers or however you are tuning in today. So thank you so much for giving me your time. I want to talk about our responses to couples or to our staff or to wedding pros, just in general, just the way that we are feeling about things coming our way right now. As I said in the intro, we like when things go as planned. We like when people follow our process, when, there's a certain expectation and standard that we have that this is just how it is, this is how it goes and how it works. We want it to flow that way, right? But it doesn't always flow that way. And we get clients to ask questions. And, I think sometimes because we are so detail oriented and because we do have such a standard and a belief of this is how it works, when we're asked a question, our default can go to kind of bowing up and feeling challenged, when really I feel like our default should be, maybe there's asking a question, benefit of the doubt. Because if we do that, we're just happier people. If our default can be the latter, we're just happier. So that when they do come at us with, a challenging spirit or tone, we handle it so much better. But if our default is to bow up, then we're just on edge all the time. And when someone finally is challenging us, then we're more likely to blow. So first and foremost, let's talk about the detail thing, okay? I think that, we focus so much on the details and getting things right that mindset can carry sometimes into other areas of our lives. It can carry into, home life, friend life, volunteer life, all of that. But it can also fall into, the business to business side of things. So your service providers, things that people that are providing you services, we can have an expectation of them that's not realistic or is not in alignment with their industry. Because I'll tell you right now, we're the industry of perfection, and perfection is a dirty, gross word. Get rid of it. There is no perfect. And I think that, if it doesn't matter next week, why does it matter today? If it doesn't matter 2 hours from now, why are we worried about it right now? We can't waste our energy on that sort of stuff. We need to pick our battles. And so, there are a lot of industries out there that quality absolutely matters, right? But done is better than perfect. So if something, if a sound glitches, but it took 20 or 30 minutes to get it perfect on Instagram, and then all of a sudden you realize the sound glitches and you're gonna have to spend another 20, 30 minutes fixing it, who cares? Keep moving. Keep moving, because that's not going to matter an hour late from now in that moment or even next week, because we all know Instagram glitches, right? That's not necessarily a reflection of you. Okay. Now, if you have a pattern of messy, then that becomes a reflection of you, right? But I think pick your battles. And this was something that was a coaching client of mine had this self-realization and recently, and I told her, I was like, I want to talk about this in a podcast. So this is coming directly from her of gosh, and I just loved that she had that self-realization. And so I want to share that with the rest of you that, that mindset can carry into so many things. And then, we sit there I don't have time. We don't have time, or we fixate on things that don't matter, right? Maybe that's on us. So let's get back to the whole bow up, feel a defensive thing. And when a client asks a question and maybe we feel challenged or we don't want to do it, even if, they're the paying client, there are some things that I feel like we should ask ourselves before we respond. Because we may give them a perfect external response, very professional, polite, kind, friendly, smiling, but internally we're frustrated. So I want us to practice asking ourselves some of these questions so that we can get to a place where our first instinct isn't to be frustrated. And our first instinct is more to just study and assess the situation. Okay. So when asked or whatnot, objectively, does this matter? They want to move this around in the layout. Objectively, does it matter? Or is it just how I would like it to be done? Okay. can I leverage this as an opportunity? Like, is there something in here that I can educate someone on and position myself as a thought leader? Is there a benefit in here? Like, maybe it's going to take me time now, but I could charge them for it. Or maybe it's going to take me time now, but it'll save me time later because I'll have built some more content to further educate others. Another thing to ask is, what can I do to avoid this now or in the future? Where have my missteps been? Because people don't know what they don't know. So if they're asking a question, it's because you haven't answered it already. So how can we avoid being asked that question in the future? And, ask yourself, are you able to say yes to this without resentment? Because resentment creates a whole nother layer of like too much time in the background, right? So like if that's going to bog you down, then think through that. Okay. Is this something that's become a pattern? Ask yourself, like, what is the overarching pattern of the person or organization asking this of you? Is this a person that hasn't asked a whole lot and they're coming at you and saying, hey, I want to move this in the layout, and yeah, it's going to be extra work and you don't want to do it, but like they have asked for nothing? Then your answer is yes, absolutely, let's do it. Now, if they're doing this and they're nitpicking everything and they're just coming, and it's just constant, then your answer is no, it's settled, it's done. Keep moving, okay? But if they keep doing that, then there's probably something that we need to assess in your own process, okay? Like boundaries with them. So check out my boundary kit in the Find Shop. Take a look at that. The wedding planning process kit even will help prevent a lot of this stuff. So another thing is asking yourself, do I even have a leg in this fight? Like how much money is being thrown at this? And like, there's a lot here, okay? Reputation, reviews, all kinds of stuff. Do I even have a leg in this fight? So stay with me real quick. I want to talk to you about our sponsor for a second, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about tools for staying positive.
This episode is brought to you by the Not Your Average Law Firm, owned and operated by our good friend, Braden Drake. His firm now offers done-for-you legal, tax, and bookkeeping services, in addition to his group program, Unfuck Your Biz, and the Contract Club. All the contracts you need, all in one place, all for one price. Just pay the $30 cover and you're in for life. Just head to www.notavglaw.com to get your business in order today.
So when it comes to staying positive, I think that there are some things I'm going to go over that aren't necessarily profound, but hopefully this is a timely reminder to you, because I think a lot of you are in busy season. Some of you have just come off of that, but by and large, most of you are in busy season right now, and you're starting to get tired or, kind of look ahead and feel that sense of mid-season overwhelm. And I just want to remind you, first and foremost, before we get into the tools of positivity, first and foremost, water, sleep, nutrition, and exercise. And if you're not doing those 4 things or any of those 4 things, then please don't jump into anyone's inbox and ask for coaching, because their coaching will do nothing for you if you can't take care of those 4 things in your life first. Okay, I'll take your money, I'll coach you, but I'm telling you, I cannot do anything for you until you do those 4 things for yourself. It's scientific. Every doctor says it. I mean, it is Google how to reduce stress. Those 4 things over and over and over and over again. So don't tell me you don't have time. Don't tell me you're stressed. Don't tell me you're burned out unless you're working on these 4 things. And if we're working on those 4 things and we're still overwhelmed, then there are other things we can work on. Okay. But we can't go anywhere until we've looked at those: water, sleep, nutrition, and exercise. And it doesn't have to be overly time consuming or aggressive or, high impact, any of that. Just start moving your body, start eating properly, and drink water. Have a good bedtime routine. Okay. Tools for staying positive: quotes, sticky notes, visual cues like a ring or a bracelet, stickers on your water bottle, all that stuff, words of affirmation on your nightstand, in your office, in your car. Okay, not rocket science. We've all heard that idea. Nothing new there. But how about accountability texts with your friends? How about, shedding negative meme accounts and making sure that we're looking at unbiased news as opposed to negative Nancy news, and, that we're pouring as much energy into good news movement accounts as we are into, staying current in world events. Like, also being aware of like good humanity out there is just a reminder that like we're not alone in this. There are some good people out there, okay? And going over highs and lows with your family or your peers and talking about, here's a high from my day and here's a low from my day, and being in a dedicated space where you can vent with people that support and love you and won't let you spiral into like, well, this, and then this, and then they'll come at you and respond like, oh yeah, that was so rude and blah, blah, blah. And then they like make it more negative, right? Surround yourself with people that are going to respond in a way that validates how you feel, but not make it worse. Okay? So I want to go back to what we follow on social media. Y'all, the meme accounts are funny. They're so funny. The confirmation bias is also real, okay? So we have the tendency to listen more often to the information that confirms our existing beliefs. And through this bias, we tend to favor information that reinforces things that we already think or already feel, okay? So when we follow these meme accounts and we're like, that's funny because it's true and that's how I feel, then we just feel it more. We're like, yeah, I like set the world on fire. I'm gonna, and then we see it again. We're like, yeah, tell it. As opposed to following the accounts that are sharing, positivity around whatever it is, whether it be motherhood or running a business or whatnot. Because like mommy wine culture memes are hilarious, right? But they are a dangerous, slippery slope, y'all. If you get caught up in too much of that you start to fall into like, well, that's just what moms do, as opposed to following accounts that show, other things that moms can do, right? So that's just one example because I'm a mother and that just easily came out, but be mindful of that stuff. I'm not saying get rid of it. It's hilarious, but find a good balance and make sure that you're surrounding yourself with things that are positive and things that reinforce your goals and where you really want to head and you want to go, okay? So tools for positivity, but make sure you're really paying attention to that sleep pattern, your water, nutrition. Y'all dive into Google anti-inflammatory foods. Right there will change your life, okay? I'm not going to go in. We could talk about that for days, but hit that, okay? Walking, just walk, go for walks, 20 minutes a day. Take your phone calls and pace, move your body. All right. I am so excited about this season with you all. Please jump over to the Refine website, refineforweddingplanners.com. See if there are some resources that we can help you with. I've got templates. I've got a course that comes with the wedding planning process kit currently. We've got the Refine course paired with that. I have the Refine Collective, which is a community of wedding planners that has access to me for one-on-one mentoring and online community. We have a speaker every month with worksheets and 3 years of content in our resource library. So there's not a topic we have not covered. We've got it for you. I've got the Refine portal, which is going to keep your clients on track. They're going to meet their deadlines. They're going to have buy-in and do their part. I look forward to spending time with you as we move into this season. Please like, share, follow, tell your peers about this podcast, and we will check you next week. Bye.